All right, let's have this conversation in just the time we have with the former PDP House of Assembly aspirant joining us from Abuja studio, Ms. Kuburat Okolo, Colorado, joining us from Abuja studio. Ms. Okolo, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Having me.
All right, so let's get straight to it. The government has responded. Senator Natasha said, look, I didn't break any law. I just came to have salah with my people. The government is saying, no, we had put out an information due to security concerns. You're not supposed to organize any gathering of any form, political gathering. And they're even saying things she said there, bordering on inciting violence, allegation of assassination. So many things were said. Were you at that rally? What did you hear? And what is playing out in that senatorial district as we speak?
Okay, thank you very much. I wasn't actually present at the rally, but I followed it closely on social media. Well, the 1979 Constitution provides for her to say what is on her mind. She's a Nigerian, she's an Ibira woman, and she's allowed to visit her people back home. And what you clearly saw was somebody visiting her people at home. And she made sure she didn't break all the laws they put in place. It's not really laws because they are instructions. They are not law. It's not written anywhere that she can't go to Kogi Central. She landed in a chopper, and she was landed in her country home in Hima. And she talked to her people. They were the ones that sent her to the National Assembly, so they need to be given feedback on what has been happening on the national, stage. So that is what happened. And the state government is always in the habit of, when they're trying to strangulate the people's will, they come with the pretext of there's security concerns, as we saw during her election for her senatorial bid. The roads going to her home in Hima were dug out to just to frustrate her movement, you know. And the thing is, every time they do this, Senator Natasha comes out stronger, and she's the people, you know. Thank you.
All right, so let's dig a little further. What if their concern was that besides the other incident that had happened across the state, according to what the government had put out in their statement, which is why they were banning all of the things they were banning and trying to regulate the environment as the time may be, and even the local government chairman imposing a curfew. One of the things they said was that they don't want a situation where violence will be incited and people will resort to self-help. And they are saying that some of the assertions she made were inflammatory, allegations of assassination, allegations of plan to remove her, just calling and dropping names and all of that. What if things had gone wrong? Would she have taken responsibility for what would have happened if things had gone wrong?
Thank you very much. Well, what I want you to know is that Senator Natasha is not a careless talker. You know, before she made the statement she made, I'm very sure, I assume she has all her facts in place. So, and she's a very peaceful person, and her followers knows what she's all about. So, even before it happened when they issued that statement that convoys were going to be restricted. Well, we all know it was because of her, because they're giving reasons why convoys are going to be restricted for unrest that started, I think, 2023 in Kogi East, Ankpa local government, and it was between two towns, and it was mainly on mining, and that happened a long time. Ankpa to Ihima, there are about 7 local governments in between. So why would the problem in Ankpa necessarily obstruct what is activities in Ihima? Or you're also talking about the issues, communal clash, I think, in Kotokarifi. Kotokarifi is about 2 hours away from Ihima. So these are all fabricated stories to restrict her movement. If you would remember, I think it was last week, that the governor of Bayelsa, Governor Diri, issued a press conference that, cancelling the rally, pro-Wike rally, So if it was that serious, they should have come out, issued out a press conference where all this was was on social media. It was ill thought. They didn't think it through. I think the police was not even carried along. So, Mr. Fanwo has been appointed to do a lot of damage control when these things happen. He's almost left his position as a commissioner to tend to trivialities like this.
As we begin to wind down, let's talk about the issue of the recall. The recall is in progress. The last time we heard about it was that some things were not included by the petitioners in their address, their email and all of that. They were able to regularize and get that done. And I think the next phase is for INEC to bring all parties to verify all of the signature, as well as that those people are from your constituency in Kogi Central. She's been having a running battle with the Senate leadership, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and now the Kogi State government. What can you give us as a progress report as far as that recall process is concerned? And what do you see, in your view, playing out without necessarily knowing what will play out? Nobody knows, but we saw the number of supporters yesterday as well.
Well, the recall is all a sham, because as you saw from the people, the crowd that were able to, that made it to her house despite all the restriction, do they look like people that are ready to recall Senator Natasha? She's loved by her people, and I think it's going to, it will fall like a pack of cards, it will have a domino effect. It's going nowhere. The recall, as we already saw videos on social media where people sat down in their houses, thumbprinting and doing all sorts of things. For God's sake, how can you say that a recall was done within, I think, 3 days? Nobody knew about it. I've contested in an election before, and it took us 6 months of vigorous campaign, canvassing, to bring people out of their houses to vote from all parties, and all were able to muster. The election that brought Senator Natasha in was just over 100,000 people, and within 3 days they have signatures of 250,000. In fact, this recall should have a special place in the Guinness Book of World Records, because I just don't know what it is.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the program. It's an ongoing conversation. This is what happens in politics. So they say a game is a game. That's what one of the ladies who is at the vanguard of it was, when she was granted an interview, she said the game is the game. Perhaps that's what she means. So, well, we'll keep tab with it and follow the development. We must thank you, Kuburat Kolo, former PDP House of Assembly aspirant in Kogi State, coming on the program. Thank you, ma'am, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.